caught because they have to see a phase as a long-reaching.
It's going to be what they're looking to use to melt down that Flowborn tank.
For sure. Juan on this Angela going to be very big. Wrong. Pretty good with the Nua. We've seen great performances, but let's hear the crowd as they cheer for the team.
Game number 2 between Wolves eSports and JD Gaming now onto the Gorge, ladies and gentlemen, as we are looking at this beginning part of the match here, Kindofu. I mean, we know Seekong Jen is actually a good lane bully, but how does he fare with this 1v1 matchup against Dharma? What are we looking for here?
I mean, it's basically the first skill, right? Oh, second skill, sorry, on the side of Sakura. That lifesteal is going to be a game changer. At the same time, the rotations, you can see they're putting a little bit more focus on the side of JD Gaming on the top side for the clash because they want to wrestle away, get this. Oh, hang on, the rotation coming in. So they want to get the space pride, right? This is going to hasten the speed of the rotation. And the one thing I feel a little bit scary for the side of JDG is the fact that the roam on the side of JDG, no fear, is leaving the Hoey alone. In a 1v2 matchup against the Lady Sun.
I mean, hey, maybe he's just like, you know what? I know you've got this, buddy. Like, he's just got pure confidence in his farm lane, maybe, right? But at the same time, like you were saying, it could be at the detriment of the side of JD Gaming. But we do see, obviously, here, No Fear does rotate back around. He's just kind of maybe trying to get a little bit of vision here, seeing to kind of suss out where Wolves eSports was, because we've been seeing some really fast, really aggressive rotations here, especially Pong on the Agudo.
Yes, for sure. Argudo is definitely one of those very scary heroes. I mean, with the rework itself, his role now is slightly different. You can actually bounce against walls to activate a maximum of 3 mini stuns across on your opponent. And this is going to give you extra attack stats as well.
Exactly, yeah. It's going to be just something that you're looking for just to get that early game advantage here in terms of extra stats, in terms of extra damage here coming from the teams. But right now, obviously, we're seeing basically the same thing happen in game number 1, right? Like, there's a lot of kind of just tit for tat, just kind of trying to secure a lot of these extra resources. Like, we've already seen the Space Sprite go over to the side of Wolves once again. But now they're looking to try and get that second one for themselves. But Chen Ren actually dives in here. They're looking to get that stun onto the Ho Yi, but oh no! First blood a little bit early here for the side of Wolves eSports. They are looking to put some pressure into that bot side.
Yeah, right now it is the Dharma. If Sakura survives this, it's horrible for the side of JD Gaming, and it looks like he might be able to make it out. But hang on, the support is coming in.
Yes, I mean, he does make it out. I mean, that's a problem, right? Like you were saying there, Kin, like, yes, if they're able to get the kill onto Sakura into the top side of the map, it's a 1-1 trade. You don't get that bonus extra gold there for getting the first blood, but it just means it alleviates a little bit of pressure there. And we've had to see that No Fear using the Eye of the Whirlpool to get Yi back into that lane a little bit quicker.
Yep, you don't want to miss farm, right? And for now, I think this is one of the considerations that you have to have. Let's take a look at the replay here. Very smart movement. And actually waiting, you know, that flash as well. He was waiting to which direction that the farm laner E was going to be flashing at before actually stationing himself to make sure that the experimentation hit. And what a way to start. This is the value of that second life for the 4 Signs Ultimate of 1.
I mean, to be fair, though, I mean, we just saw there as well, obviously, almost getting taken down onto the side of JD Gaming was going to be Jin Yu, but he got that Sea of Fate out of there. Like, that was the saving call card here for the side of JD, because they would have been lost in their jungle, especially around about that 4-minute mark would have been scary, but even scarier is the potential takedown of the T1 into the farm lane. They are setting up a nice tyrant fight here for the side of Wolves eSports.
Yeah, you were talking about this earlier in the parts of the game. Like, does Wolves change their strat here? And they do.
They do change it. I mean, there's the Flowborn tank into the backline here, just trying to disrupt any kind of motion of the ocean here for the side of Wolves eSports. But there's the Blazing Brilliance, just keeping away the side of JD Gaming to get the Tyrant here. They're looking to get a little bit of blood onto the Dharma. Seekong Jen doing a lot of damage here, but has to kind of get out. He's in God mode, but he's not able to claim any kills.
Yeah, he can't do much here. I mean, they've already expended everything, every available resource on the side of JDG. And this is not ideal. We were talking about, hey, the strengths on the side of JDG. You have the potential to reposition around the map, get the macro game running. But for now, every single macro advantage has not been achieved.
It's not been achieved, unfortunately, here for the side of JD Gaming, right? Like, they definitely need to kind of change up a little bit of their positioning, right? I mean, yes, they have the late game potential, obviously, wrong here onto the newer, the whole year as well, right? But it's going to take a lot, especially team fight potential as well, going into the late game. The huddle you don't want to be in is against Wolves eSports, especially with the Chan Ren with that resurrection.
Yes, and it's a difficult thing to kind of deal with, right? You have to deal with the Angel at the same time, because if you don't, you leave Juan alone, then how does Jingyi, the jungle of JDG, come in?
Exactly, like he just has no access. He's not a VIP, unfortunately, within this draft. Like, you've definitely got to get Juan off the table here on the Angela. It's just a great anti-tank pick here, but again, the Flowborn tank, he is a brick, but he's able to sustain that damage. This is the beauty of the Flowborn tank. He has a lot of defense.
And we're talking about the fake outs, right? So this is exactly what JDG are doing, the fake outs. And now that sneaky split push on the side of Whisper manages to find some value with the T1 on the top, but immediately stopped here. And the escape from Pang, very nice timing.
Very nice timing there as well, right? Obviously, they're stopping that hard counter there for the Agudo once he's in that third ball state. But now, I mean, we're looking at a very low health Lady Sun on the run. There's going to be the emergence going on top, but it's going to miss out so far. And I feel like if Wolves loses track, it's going to be a big punishment to their damage output.
Okay, there's maybe that opportunity, but it's looking like it's for Wolves instead.
It is looking like it's for Wolves, but there it is. There's that fake out we were just talking about moments ago, kid. Like, you think you're going to do a lot of damage onto Jinyu, their jungle, onto the side of JD Gaming. He's just going to get pulled back into base, get his health back up, get his stacks, and he's back. And that's the problem that Wolves eSports is really kind of like, you can see already, it's losing their mojo.
Exactly, but you know what? The saving grace for them is the fact that number one, they have the goalie still. And the thing is, while JD is faking this fight, it also means Wolves get the option to choose. You know what? Since they're wasting our time, let's go look around the map. And right now, that is allowing them to keep the goalie.
It is allowing them to keep the gold lead. Obviously, just kind of just buying a lot of time here. We do obviously the Agudo as dismounted from third ball here, but again, just looking to use that fade out once again. But it's always going to be on the Flowborn tank, right? Like, you're not going to recall anybody else. That is literally a one-way gate for Jinyu.
Okay, it might look like the smallest thing ever, but Jingyu stealing away the Crimson Golem might have a good value now, because not only did he steal it, he got home, he's safe, they reset, and now they funnel the buffs back into Jingyu on that Azure Golem as well.
Yeah, like, they gotta just make sure that it's gotta build this momentum here for the side of JD Gaming. I mean, they're slowly starting to do it instead of clawing back that gold lead as well. They are still 2k behind there. The Burning Sun Arrow is not going to connect onto anybody, unfortunately, but it's going to be enough to kind of split apart the side of Wolves eSports in that fight.
Yeah, right now I'm just kind of curious. Where does Sakura come into the picture, right? We know what to expect out of a Dharma. We're looking for multi-man catches. So far, that situation has not presented itself for the side of Wolves eSports.
It's not, but what maybe presented itself here is that 2v1. We're having to force the flash out here from Sakura, so obviously not going to have that flash set up with that ultimate, right? So now JD Gaming know that they've got the flash off the board. Does this mean they are going to go green light, go for a team fight, looking to make sure that the Dharma here, Sakura's Dharma, is not going to be as frightful as it once was?
I mean, at this point, it could be a situation where it's not looking the best for the side of JD. Caught now in between a tight place. They get the stun though.
Oh no. Yeah, Chen Ren does get hit with a stun, but I mean, is that the person you want to be hitting with a stun there? The Radiant's being built there, trying to lock in Jinyu into that, but there's the CFA once again. Either Whirlpool, forcing the flash there, onto both the Hoyi, onto the Nua. There it is, Track coming through with another kill. Can he escape? That will be at the detriment here of JD Gaming if he escapes, and he does for now. But we are seeing a Whisper collapsing onto the sideline here with Jinyu.
Yep, he's going to try and make a run for his life. They do get out scot-free, but at the same time, this opens up space, and you know the value that E wants to find across the map. He gets a T1 for the side of JD Gaming. So not all is lost. They do get a little bit of macro going in. And the T1 at the bottom, that should be a soft guarantee for JD Gaming as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge, right? Just one life for 2 T1s. I'd take that any day here, but there's the Annihilation. Track gets taken down to the track and shot there with the Annihilation. So Wrong playing very well with that newest ultimate.
And this is what you want to see, right? JDG, this is what you think is unexpected. And this is what you need to happen when you're looking for those Burning Sun arrows. You cannot have your competitor expect the arrow, and it caught Track completely off guard. Thankfully, Wrong was in the right place there.
Yeah, right place, wrong time there for Wrong. He was able to get that the wrong time online. That's now going to be coined. It's not spelled with a W, but speaking of W's here, they're looking to go and take for the Shadow Overlord here for the side of Wolves Esports.
Yep, just the appropriate timing as well, right as the Primal Bond ended for them. And this is the 10-minute one, so Shadow variants. Now they get the Shadow Tyrant on the side of JD Gaming, fighting prowess, but Wolves Esports, they want to restore a little bit of map control, so they get the Shadow Overlord here.
I think that's the important thing here for Wolves, right? Obviously, they've lost the T2 down to the bot side as well. Like, they're really losing ground here. I mean, as long as they hold on to their T3s, right, they're still going to be able to push away for the side of Wolves Esports. And all they need to do is take a solid team fight. But JD Gaming, we've seen it time and time again. No fear with Jinue. Just that combo, those fate baits there for the side of JD Gaming is really kind of disrupting. I've already said it once, Wolves Esports in these team fights.
But it's working, right? So for now,
Yes.
they're just faking it out, and I don't think they want to commit to this team fight. It's about stealing away the resources. Now, Pang is going to secure that for the team. But here's the pain point for the side of Wolves Esports. They've taken the Shadow Overlord, but they're losing gold. At the same time, they've taken a T2 at the bottom side of the map. This was the nice stun coming in.
Yeah, nice done there. Obviously, it was just kind of enough to kind of drive them away there. This is the 8-minute mark. This was the team fight where we saw obviously Track get the takedown here as well a little bit earlier. But now it's just a takedown. Once again, paying back dividends there. No fear getting taken down in that replay. But there it is. The Seacon Gen just kind of putting that pressure onto Track. Oh, sorry, not Track. It was actually mid lane there.
Yeah, like I think the biggest difference was the fact that Juan, he committed his flash with the Chaos Cinder, did not hit anyone, and then he had no escape mechanisms against Whisper there. And it was a very clean-cut situation, clear kill for the side of JD Gaming. And it's mistakes like this, hang on, potential catcher.
Potential catcher. I mean, they have to use the flash out for Wrong as well, trying to reposition him into the back line of the team fight just to get a very effective annihilation, but didn't actually pick up anybody to the side of Wolves.
Yeah, but look at that, right? So they try to go on the Jingyu, and this is what is so irritating playing against a Da Qiao composition, because the Sea of Fate really just changes the name of the game here.
Yeah, see if it literally does, right? Like, if you don't take that off the board there, it's going to be a problem, but it's a big problem for Wrong. He does get taken down thanks to the Dharma. It's going to be Pang being hit by that Burning Sun arrow. Can they actually claim anything here? But the Dharma is looking like he's going to be taken down, but the Sage Sanctuary comes through in time. Right here for Wolves Esports, baiting them in to that blazing brilliance, getting the takedown on Jinue. You cannot fate if you do not have that Sea of Fate.
Yeah, Wolves took a big risk with taking the fight because there were minions crashing down onto the T3s and T2 on the top side as well. But the rewards are well worth it. JD Gaming now, T2 in the mid, under pressure. The map is looking a little bit darker for their side.
Darker for JD Gaming, but a little bit brighter for Wolves Esports nonetheless, right? Obviously putting that pressure into the mid lane, just kind of replicating the damage that was already done to them, but now they get to have a bit of breathing room, right? And they have a bit of bragging rights. They're taking away the Azure Golem, they're taking away the Crimson, but can they secure this one here for themselves, here for the side of JD? And it's looking like they don't.
Yep, they can't. Pang has stolen away the Azure Golem, and this is going to be very hurtful to Jingyi because as a flow-borne tank, you need that cooldown reduction, you need your stacks and your skills. By the way, I think they did spot out one there.
Oh yeah, they gotta be careful. No fear gets ripped apart there with a blazing brilliance once again by Juan. But this is just the beauty of Angela, right? Like, if you get caught into the brush, it's gonna be scary. And now they're just kind of taking away JD Gaming from that T2, able to reclaim it for the side of Wolves Esports.
And we are having a lot of expectations for Wrong. This Nua needs to come online. But so far, he's been landing those creation blocks, getting the Resplendence, getting the Emergence and Annihilations as well, but unable to find the kill. That's the biggest difference maker. You can have a lot of damage, but you need to take the lives of Wolves Esports members.
Exactly. When you've got the damage, you need to make sure you are claiming the lives of your enemy team, right? But this is the direct consequences. The fact they're going for both of the Shadow objectives, 2 for 2 here for the side of Wolves Esports. But this is a beautiful instant replay, right? The deletion of Jinyu there. It was crazy. There's the damage from this Lady Sun now. So Track really getting into that late game, really putting a little bit of a blunder here for the side of JD Gaming.
Yeah, One is on a completely different level today with his Shenron. The amount of catches he has had with a third hand and the experimentation stunts have been on point. Now, Sakura, if he finds a 5-man truth mantra, that could truly be the end for the side of JD Gaming.
Yeah. They do say the truth hurts, right? And especially if you catch it onto 5 men, that's going to be 5 men crying in the corner, unfortunately, because that's going to turn that team fight into your favor. And especially when you don't have any kind of higher ground going on right now. Like, they don't have any lanes pushed. You've got Vanguards approaching at 3 angles.
Yeah, this exchange is all about Wrong and Whisper. They have to get the damage in. The poke damage is so essential.
So essential, but they actually don't get it with the Annihilation there, which is going to be a bit unfortunate. They may lose that T1 down, T3 down to the bot side of the map, which is really going to open up this crystal here for the side of JD Gaming.
Yep. Well, it's not just the pain of losing a T3. They're going to lose their Azure Golem once again. Jingyu is out of options. Wrong as well. Either one of these heroes or players will definitely benefit from having the Azure buff, but no cooldown reduction, no mana regeneration, and this one is definitely in favor of Wolves.
Oh, absolutely. On a Flowborn tank, you want that cooldown reduction, right? Like, just having those skills a little bit quicker, getting your flow marks just a little bit faster is really going to kind of like enable you to do either like a double knockup with your second skill or get those double knockups with that ultimate, which could be very detrimental here for the side of JD Gaming to try and get a turnaround onto Wolves eSports, especially Wolves eSports looking at that second game point right now.
Yeah, and it's so scary, right? If you take a look at the perspective, a POV of JD Gaming, they see absolutely nothing. It is completely dark away from the T3s. And this is where, look, Sakura, either he makes this game his little baby boy here and get the 5-man catch of his life, or JD Gaming maybe can mount a comeback here.
They got to try and do something right, obviously. Just kind of try to bait out that Sea of Fate there, just trying to hope that somebody kind of like catches it. Maybe even just get a little bit of intel to see if anybody's in that brush there for the side of JD Gaming. Because right now, like you were saying, kid, they're playing in a dark room. They need a night light, and they definitely need a knight in shining armor here. Is that going to be Jinyu into this next team fight?
We will hope so, right? But the problem here is Track. He's at 14,000. He's 3,000 ahead.
Yep, I mean, oh, okay, there it is. Seagon Jang really opened up the side of the team. Wolves eSports here. The Sage of Sanctuary does get burned out here for the side of Sakura as well. But the takedown onto Pang is going to be a little bit scary here. Really going to slow down that kind of pseudo-tank potential here for the side of Wolves eSports.
Yeah, Wolves are lucky in the fact that, hey, the next neutral objective is not going to be up for the next, 30 over seconds, which means they will not lose that neutral objective just yet. At the same time, because they have gotten that T3 at the bottom, this means JD Gaming constantly need to give supervision and surveillance on that bottom side of the map.
Yeah, constantly pushing away that minion wave's really going to be jarring here for the side of JD Gaming, but they have to do it, right? Like, if they want a win condition in this one, they got to make sure they kind of neutralize that pressure that Wolves eSports has currently against them right now. I mean, we're getting into that 17-minute mark, and we're almost going to that same kind of T, right, within the challenge match, where they get to a 20-minute game in that second game within their series, and it's looking like a little bit of the same song and dance here. Potential same song and dance here with obviously the Tyrant being taken down. Is it going to go for the side of JD Gaming? They are able to get the Tyrant going into a crucial team fight right now, but just keeping away that Fate is going to be the CFA coming through with the Isle of Whirlpool there, bringing back Jinyu into this team fight. That's going to be scary here for Wolves. They came for the Tyrant, but they got nothing.
Beautiful movements from the side of JD Gaming. Will they expose the positioning on the side of Sakura? Will not find him at this point. Now, with this neutral objective going to the side of JD Gaming, they can definitely put a little bit more pain towards the structures on the side of Wolves eSports. Now, will they go for that Primal Bond take on this Shadow Overlord?
I mean, you can see here, though, right? Obviously, we was talking about this in introduction. Obviously, Marksman going for a little bit tankier items. Normally, the Cuirass is Savagery. But we see here the Ominous Premonition, which against something like the Dharma, something like the Agudo, when they're stuck into the team fight, it's going to really slow down the side of Wolves eSports and allow you to recapture those kills that we've been seeing from JD Gaming, while just been slipping away from them time and time again.
Yes. Now, Track, on the other hand, he's built a Succubus Cloak. He's more concerned about Wrong. But so far, it's the other members on the side of JDG that have been catching him. So he needs to be really concerned here.
Really concerned, but at the same time, this could be a concerning part for the side of Wolves eSports, right? This could be the neutralizing, the tipping point, the yin and yang by taking this T3 into the top side of the map. But Wolves eSports know that. We see a bit of a dive into the back line of the map. We see the flash. We get the truth mantra. We get the lockdown at the Wrong. That's going to be a lot of late game damage we take off the board here. But can he come through now with the Ho Yee's damage? He's trying to put that on, but the Sage Sector gets burned out here by the side of with Sakura right now, and there it is. Just that basic attack damage come through. That's going to be a 1-1 trade here between JD and Wolves Esports.
Yeah, but this one definitely in benefit to JDG, right? Because take a look at the composition. This is why you draft a double side lane, right? You have Whisper. He's like a pseudo marksman as well. And based on what's happening here, Yi, no one is able to touch him. The moment you use the Truth Mantra and neither Whisper or Yi die, you're gonna have a tough time taking fights.
Oh, a huge time taking fights. Like, it's going to be really difficult for you. But like you were saying there, I feel like it has definitely gone into the favor of JD, because not only did they get the pressure and kind of nullify that, it was able to be onto the side of the Tempest Dragon as well, right? Like, can they do this now? Can they take the Tempest? Can they get that second game win?
Yeah, based on stats, it should go into the hands of JD Gaming. They get the nice stun.
Oh, Burning Sun Arrow is really going to put a bit of pressure here onto the side of JD Gaming, but it's going to be that jungle that gets taken down at a crucial point. But can they pick up some more into the backline here? Seekong Gen's Whisper tries to go for the Whisper of Death, but it has get taken down. This is Wolves Esports to play for right now. They don't have any minion waves crashing through to their base. They are playing at advantage into the bot side of the map.
And they have found a chink in that armor, and that is Jingyi, right? Jingyi is meant to be the main tank, and there's no way JDG can fight this unless Wrong comes with the steal of his lifetime here.
Yeah, I mean, they have to come for a steal of a lifetime, right? Look at that. Just shot in the dark. She's going to be the shot in the dark. The Burning Sun Arrow does miss there, unfortunately, but is that going to be enough detail for the Annihilation to come through here? It does come through, but a little bit too early, unlike British Transport.
Yep, I mean, look, this is KPL, right? They know that it's coming, so they wait, they hold it off, wait for the Annihilation before they actually fully commit. Now, there is no Dolia in this composition, though, so there is no second chance. Now, JD Gaming, they have to deal with the deterrence and, in fact, the damage that is the Tempest Vanguard here.
Not only that, the disruption as well, right? Like, if you get to a turret and it's not going to fire at you, you've just got that Vanguard just constantly just laying down that disruption. It's going to be scary for them, right? You are hoping for that second wind of that turret. There's a disruption already come through there. Opening up at that mid lane is going to be Wolves Esports.
Yeah, backdoor protection is so important, which is why the members of JDG are placing this defense right in front of the crystal. They don't want the backdoor protection to be taken down, because that is immediately disruption for the side of the Tempest Vanguards.
Yeah, I mean, you can see here, Sakura just looking for a second way in, right? Like, he's got that, the Pure Sky, the dome, basically the second activation of the Pure Sky here coming through for the side of Wolves Esports, but that is going to be the last little sausage. The higher ground turret being taken off the board here for the side of JD Gaming. Wolves Esports looking to commit here. They do have the Vanguard into the Crystal, but they're looking for a team fight. They're looking to get the Jinyu down. They're looking for the Crystal of game number 2, and Wolves Esports gets it.
Second game in a row. This is a strong performance from the side of Wolves Esports. Momentary shakiness. You could see JDG did manage to find some gaps that Wolves Esports left behind, but still, a win is a win. And Wolves Esports with a 2-0 lead. Are we looking at a potential clean sweep today?
I mean, for the JD Gaming fans, I don't want to say anything, right?